Hello, welcome to the show. You're listening to Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pips, which is the one that you're watching, which is me. I'm the Lester Pips from the title. If you didn't know that, then well, you're confused, and that's okay. That's all right. Oh, hey, that one guy kind of that says you're totally alive. Well, hey, I am alive, and so are you. I'm glad to see you. Welcome back to the show. Now what we're gonna do here today is very simple, right? We're gonna talk about how you're gonna survive apocalypse because that's what's important, you know. The most important thing about being alive is not being dead, in my opinion. So you got to plan ahead for when there's an apocalypse, which right now you could argue there kind of is with all them COVIDs in the air trying to get inside your lungs. Well, then you got to plan ahead for how you're going to survive it. And that's the thing that I do. Ever since 2005, when I was became a man, and I don't mean that I turned 18 or that I had a bar mitzvah. I'm not Jewish. I just know a lot about Jewish things. I do mean just that I witnessed Hurricane Katrina and thought, uh-oh, I got a doomsday prep forever for the rest of my life. Got to figure out how to get side bunker, survive the apocalypse. Once I became a man, that's what I've been doing. And then I started touring. I started going around the country saying, oh, hey, you know how to survive apocalypse? You do? Okay, I'm going to take your information. I'm going to disseminate that to the people. Yeah, I know big words. Just because I sound like I'm from the South, which I am. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is where I'm broadcasting to you right now. Does not mean I'm stupid. That's a terrible, terrible stereotype people got to get rid of. Yeah. But I kind of perpetuated it just now, so my bad. But what I'm saying is listen to me. That's what I'm saying is listen to me. I'm a guy who knows a lot about how you survive apocalypse. I go around the country telling people how to do it at microphones that were available to me, which for the most part were comedy open mics in the Los Angeles area, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is I'm here to help, and I'm helping. And I'm talking. And what we're going to do is we're going to get to a couple of guests who witnessed one of my talks at some point. They got on my email list. And when I sent out an email saying, hey, you want to be on a bunker show live from the bunker on the internet, help people get through the apocalypse? They all said, yeah, I do. And so that's great because that means that they want to be on the show and they made it to the show. It's a convenient thing when what you want is what you get, you know? And that's what's happening. And yeah, so we're going to get to the couple of guests that I do have. And the first, at the end of the show, we got a sea captain coming up, Sea Captain Ambrose Pemberton. I'm excited to meet him. Before him, we're going to have Rusty Pipe. I'm very excited to know what that is, who that is, I should say. And then before that, we got Norman Clarington, which is who he's going to meet first. But we're not there yet because before we get to the guests, we got to make sure everybody in the chat knows that what's happening is Apocalypse Tipsin. And I'm giving them. And another thing that you should know is that for me, what you see behind me, not actually the bunker I'm in, okay? That's a fake background because I don't want you to get jealous of how great my bunker is and see my fully functioning Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Chicken franchise, which I have renamed Pips Chicken. Because I don't want you to get jealous. I don't want you to think, oh, I could never have a fully functioning Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen franchise location that I named Pips Chicken in my bunker. You can't. It's true, but I don't want you to feel bad because you could have a bunker that's good, just like this bunker. This one, of course, is, well, you can't see it, but hold on, let me move. Yeah, it's the official president's one, maybe. That's what the internet told me. So that's cool. It's pretty good, not as good as mine, but pretty good. So yeah, if you're at home thinking, how do I make a bunker that good? You can do it. That's all. You can't make one that has a chicken franchise, but you can make. And okay, let's talk about Popeyes real quick. It's real important because the most important thing about surviving an apocalypse is knowing what you need to survive, which is the things that's most important to you, which is Louisiana culture. And how do you represent Louisiana culture best? Well, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen Spicy Chicken Trip, duh. So, being that is true, which it is, we got to get that recipe, y'all. We got to get that recipe to Popeye's Louisiana Chicken Trip. Because if you don't have it, then how you going to make it? That's what I always ask. If you don't have it, how's you going to make it? I don't know, but I'm trying to get it. Now, used to be I would go to these Popeyes locations and say, hey, can I buy that recipe off you? Can I have it? Can I buy it? One of those two. And people would say no and no, does not allow. We just secret franchise locations recipe. I like saying franchise location. I don't know if y'all noticed. But now that I learned that terrible thing that then Popeyes is donating monies to the big old Donnie J T. I can't say the whole last name, but Jimmy Trom I can't support them in the same way that I used to. So instead of trying to go in there and buy it, I want y'all to break in. I want y'all to break in any Popeyes franchise location you find and steal the recipe. Just like if you was in the movie National Treasure and the recipe was on the Declaration of Independence, just like that. Except it'll be on probably like recipe paper, whatever that is. But I'm here to help, okay? I'm here to help. I got a whole like database is what the word is. Database full of every blueprint to every Popeyes franchise location in the whole goddamn world. So if you know one that you're trying to break into, put it in the chat. I'll tell you how to get in there. But in the meantime, I do have something in the chat here from Mark Tade, or Marcy Tade, or Mark Tade. I don't know. But they in the chat, they say, did a COVID set Saturday, bombed big time, and the place was dead, but God, it felt normal again. Well, hey, Mark, that's not a question, but I'm really glad I read it because I want you to feel good, you know? I'm real glad that you felt normal. And, you know, I think that when you say COVID set, what you mean is probably just that you was testing somebody from COVID. See if you probably somebody who does COVID tests for people, which is nice of you. And that's good. I'm sorry that the place was dead, but I hope that doesn't mean any of the people was dead. Because that'd be too bad. Yeah. So if you want to clarify what you was asking, go ahead. But if you don't, that's fine. Now, at this point, I'm seeing nobody asking about a specific Popeyes franchise location in the chat, which means I'm just going to have to move on to the rest of the show. But God, I really want to tell you how to break into some of these Popeyes. So Mark Tate said, oh, dude, stand up, which I will say this. I did not know that. And I was not making a joke out of not knowing it. Okay, so we're going to move on to our guest, which is really exciting. But if you, at any point in the show, you're like, oh, I know a Popeyes I would break into, throw it in the chat. I really want to talk about how you break in. It's real fun for me. Okay, so we got a great set of guests. I already told you about them. This first one is a guy who, Mark Tate, I'm messing with you, man. Thank you for being here. Our first guest is somebody who I'm excited to meet. I don't recall meeting him at one of my stand-up sets, but he was on my email list and he responded and he said he would love to be on the show. His name is Norman Clarrington. And Norman, if you don't mind turning on your video, getting on in here in the stream. There he is. Norman, hi.
Wow. Hi, Lester. So good to meet you. I hope it wasn't too forward of me to email you. I know it's like we're all quarantined and it's really hard to meet people. So thank you so much for saying yes. I'm super excited to maybe get to know you a little bit.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I'm always excited to meet somebody who's a fellow Doomsday Prep man, who's also a big fan of mine, as you said in the email. Which, you know, I don't often get people who's like, "Hey, I'm a fan." I often get people who's like, "Hey, I want to learn from you," or "Hey, I saw you speak and I was confused." And to hear somebody say, "Hey, I'm a big fan," that's really exciting. So, you know, cool. He looks like, is you on a beach?
Yeah, I wanted to sort of. I know that like first dates are usually like, you want to be spontaneous and you want to be fun, and it's hard to do that where I'm quarantined right now. So I thought it would be real fun to like maybe just come outside and sort of like share the open air with you.
Okay. Well, so I heard you saying that the first dates are sometimes like blank, and
yeah.
My first thought is you thinking that this is a first date?
Yeah, did that not come across? I'm so bad at email. I'm so much better at talking face to face. I knew that I should have said date in the email, and I knew that I should have been more specific with my punctuation, and I shouldn't have said ha ha ha. I should have just left it.
Hey, Norman. It's okay. Listen, this has happened to me a couple of times now where people thought the show was a date. And let me just say, I'm a happily married man. My wife does consider us separated and she is unhappy, but I'm a happily married man. And for me, that's too important for me to be going around dating folks. But you seem like a nice guy. I'm open to getting to know you as a friend. I'm totally down to be here for you as a human being, just not necessarily a dating partner.
Well, I feel so embarrassed. Like the one thing that I guess I can fall back on is that it's only the two of us that know about this. So that's at least good.
Yeah, well, no, it is. So, okay. So this is a live stream show that's going out to, did you not hear all the stuff before you came on?
I was getting ready.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is a live stream show that's going out to the whole goddamn world, right? Everybody who wants to know, we on twitch.tv/pack theater, packtheater.com/twitch, one of those two. I don't remember. And that means that like anybody who's on Twitch is seeing us right now. Mark Tate is in there. He's saying, I know. You know what's confusing is the words that you say in Mark Tate. I don't understand how they follow the conversation, but I want to talk to you, man. So keep commenting. And
That
also
is
that
also, I have that problem. I will write things and it's misinterpreted. Mark, like you see, Lester misinterpreted what I said and it's caused a huge I can't even, now the part that I was good at, the speaking part, I'm doing badly.
hey, it's okay. It's okay. Look, I don't want you to feel embarrassed. I don't want you to feel bad. This kind of thing happens all the time, right? People think, hey, we had a nice conversation, therefore that means we're officially married now. That happens all the time. So, Norman, tell me a little bit about yourself then. I'm still down to get to know you, just not necessarily in a dating way, because happily married man. But yeah, I want to get to know you as a friend. What's your life like? So you said you was quarantined in the bunker, right?
Well, first of all, let me just say that like you trying to get to know me, it's like it's pretty datey. So like I don't know, I'm kind of getting mixed signals right now. Like, are we on a date? Aren't we on a date? Like, what's going on here?
No, Norman, man, I feel like I've been real clear saying I'm a happily married man. I'm not trying to date you, but I'm down to be here as a friend for you. Try to maybe I know a guy who's trying to date a guy. Maybe I know a guy who's trying to date a guy just like you.
So we're gonna start first as friends. It's always better to build a relationship off of friendship. That is actually the type of person that I'm looking for, is like someone who can be a friend first.
Okay, well, hey, let's start there and then also stay there probably because I again married. But yeah. So tell me about where you're quarantining.
Yeah, I'm also married to my work. I'm right now quarantined in an undisclosed location. I can't tell.
Okay.
I work for a government. I won't say which one, but it rhymes with United States of America. Um, and yeah, it's like pretty well equipped bunker. It's got computer, telephone, television, um, and pictures of you. And those are like the staples that I think everyone should be quarantining.
Look, I don't disagree with you at all. People should be quarantining with pictures of me. Most of the pictures that I send out to people who are on my email list are pictures of me with a slogan that's something about how you survive an apocalypse, like make sure you get Popeye Louisiana fried chicken strip, or try to have some cream corn in your bunker just in case you don't get the chicken, or obviously you got to drink water, right? Those are the signs that I send out. Are those the ones that's on your wall?
Those are the ones that are on my wall, and I was just like, wow, Lester is like really caring about me and like making sure that my quarantine is going well. And like that's the type of connection that I felt like we had, which is what I normally am like not a very forward person, Lester, but I was like, he has made the effort to look out for me. I should just put myself out there.
Hey, yeah, no, again, absolutely. Like, I appreciate what you're saying. I don't want to keep repeating myself over and over again, Norman. I don't want to. I don't want to. Be annoying to you or any of the viewers who. But I am married to my wife. She is considering us separated. She is not happy with me. She is upstairs, inside the house, which is the bunker's in the backyard, not in the basement. Just to clarify for anybody who's listening and confused. But yeah, it's not going to be a date situation for us, Norm. But I am happy to get to know you. So, what was your life like before COVID? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I just want to say, like, it sounds like it might be a little bit of a tricky situation for you, and I have a shoulder that you can cry on, and that's all I want to say about that. I'll leave it right there. My life before COVID,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, married to my work, so it was all work all the time. I barely got a chance to be social at all, which is like one of the pluses of the quarantine is that I've really been able to focus on this one date.
Oh,
And I it's like a really nice emotional departure from like the all stress all the time at my very stressful high powered government job position.
oh, you work for the U.S. government?
I can't specifically say that I definitely work for the United States of American government.
Wow.
I cannot say that for sure.
Okay, well, whatever department you're in, let me know what you can't say.
Whatever department I'm in, let you know what I can't say.
Yeah.
That was confusing to me.
Okay, so let me know what department you can't say you's in.
I see. I see. Communication.
Oh, okay. Like for the you like you work for the White House press secretary?
I actually, when if you see like a blurb like Visit America or whatever country it is that I work for, I communicate those blurbs to everyone.
I see.
So
Okay.
so if anyone wants to visit a country, then I'm the one that says, come visit the country.
Sounds very stressful. I totally understand why that would stress you out. Now, Mark Tate in the chat does say that he keeps bringing up the wife. That's a red flag, Norm. Oh, he's talking about me. Yeah, I guess I'm throwing red flags at you. How does that make you feel?
Listen, I at this point, I feel like we have such a strong connection. I don't want to just dismiss you because of one silly little thing that gets in our way,
Okay, well,
like
it is.
one silly little roadblock. Like if everyone just stopped at red lights, where would we be? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we'd be safer because then they would go on the green lights, you know? So what I'm doing is I'm giving you a red light and you're still going. But that's okay. That's okay. I have another question for you in the chat, which is from Andy Parada one. He wants to know what's the biggest spoof or goof that's happened inside the government?
Oh boy, the biggest spoof goof. Oh, well, you've heard of Area 51, of course. And I'm just
Sure.
saying Area 51 could, every country has one. So I'm not saying that that's our country that has it. And by ours, I'm referring to the United States of America, but I'm
Right.
saying that like the Area 51 of the country that I belong to.
Uh-huh.
Um, that actually has nothing to do with aliens at all. That has to do with lasagna.
What? No way. Don't tell me
Yeah,
Garfield's in there.
Garfield is not in there. It's actually a Marie Callender's facility. And they made the microwave lasagna, which is like a much quicker way to make and eat lasagna. And so they wanted people not to know that they're like trade secrets. And
Wow.
so they like were secretive, and then everyone assumed it was aliens. And we have to just be like, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, Norman. That's a great story. I didn't know that Marie Callender's was so involved in the government.
Oh, it's not really involved. It's more like we have a relationship, like similar to like how you and I are trying to like build a relationship right now. It's
Hmm.
very similar to that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and we are trying to build a friendship type relationship, which is great. And what is it that you would say? Let's say I have friends, right? There's people who's been on the show who I consider friends, and
That's
there's
so
people.
great. I cannot wait to meet your friends. Like I've heard so much about them, about how you have them.
Well, I've just said that one thing so far, but let me just
Yeah.
say, let me finish. Like, I'm happy to hook you up with one of my friends who maybe wants to date somebody. And what would you say he was looking for in a dating partner?
Just someone who gives out apocalypse tips
Oh no.
and someone who is in a bunker but showing a fake bunker. Like those are the
Okay.
main two things
Yeah.
that I'm looking for in a partner right now.
Uh-huh.
But if you have anyone that you could set me, I don't really have any like friends right now, so I would love for someone to talk about our relationship with that isn't you.
Okay.
So if you have someone who could like give me a call and I could chat their ear off about all the like the peccadillos that are bothering me, but I still love you, And I'm not saying that I love you. I'm saying that like I could potentially down the road, like I'm not closing the door to that. I'm just saying that like that could be a thing.
Sure. Yeah. And again, I am closing the door to that. I like I might grow to love you in like a familial kind of way,
Like husband and husband.
well, no, I was thinking more like brothers. Like maybe we could be brothers. Because again, look, you seem like a nice guy.
Thank
If I
you.
was not a married man, maybe. But for me, staying married to my wife, even though she doesn't love me anymore, is very important to my identity, and I can't stop.
Well, if you need any advice on how to get out of that, I have read a book where someone was getting out of a marriage, Gone Girl,
Oh, is that right?
and yeah,
I
uh-huh.
haven't read that. Tell me about that.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a murder.
Uh-oh.
There was strife in the marriage, and there was a murder.
Oh no.
And that's all I'm going to say, because that's how it starts, and I don't want to give anything else away, even though I have definitely read the book and have definitely seen the movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it's clearly not just a reference you pulled, but you don't know. That's okay. That's okay. Now, I do have some other guests on the show, which I'm excited to get to. And that means, Norman, I'm sorry, but I have to cut this introductory friendship hang a little bit short.
Are you speed dating right now? What's going on?
No, Norman, I'm doing my show, right? I mean, this is the show where I have different guests on and we talk about how we see survive the apocalypse and make sure that everybody out there, all these people in the chat, like Mark Tade, Andy Parada One, Work Free, and that one guy kind of something, and whoever else is in there, find out how they're going to survive apocalypse, you know? So I can't be spending it all on one dude, even though, you know, again, Norman, I think we could be friends.
I do think it went well. I would love to have a second date. Thank you so much. Yeah, that sounds great.
That's not quite what I said. But yeah, I mean, if you want to come back on the show, maybe update me on how your dating of other folks is going. I can maybe, look, here's what I would advise you. And this is going to be, I feel a little bit bad about doing this, but what I would advise you is go back, watch the archives of this show at ezreporter.com/LesterPips. And one of those folks who's giving out apocalypse tips with me might be somebody who's single.
Yeah, it could be you. Could be anyone.
When I go, okay, yeah, no, it's not going to be me because I am happily married. But listen, Norman, I have a question coming to me from my publicist, Ezra Potter, who is at Ezra Potter on Twitter, at Ezra Potter on Instagram. And this question comes from at Too Much Jesse, who, yeah, looking at you, it's like pretty much exactly what you look like, but just not wearing a flower.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. Yeah, good looking guy.
I could have a twin.
Too Much Jesse wants to know, fuck, marry, or kill? Okay, this is a good question.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, kill, off the table. I don't want to do any killing. Marry, I've already done that, so I can't. So I'm going to have to go with fuck.
I'm down.
Oh, no, not you, just in general.
Oh.
Is that your answer to the question too, though, Norman?
I think I'm going to go off the board. I'm going to say date. That
tracks. I should have known. Listen, Norman, this has been frustrating but also fun. I'm gonna have my next guest come on the show, and if you have any questions for them, feel free to stick around, jump in and ask them. But yeah, I'm gonna ask you to turn off that video for now, and we're gonna talk to the next guest.
All right, I love you. Pretend I didn't say that.
Okay, well, you did. Okay, wow. Mark Tade says fuck, marry, protest, which for me, if those are the three options, I'm gonna have to choose protest, because damn, this world is fucked up right now. But I would do it from the bunker, because man, it's hard, because like I want to get out and get involved, but at the same time, it's like we got to survive these COVIDs if we're gonna have a human race in the future. So I'm doing my part, you know, down here in the bunker by myself. Now, my next guest is somebody who also attended one of my lectures, and I'm very excited to meet them. I do not recall where I met this one either, but that's what happens sometimes. You know, you meet so many folks out on the road doing all these open microphones that are specifically not for comedy, except that they're only not for comedy when I'm up there. Everybody else is comedians. You get it. The next guest is somebody who I'm excited to introduce, and their name is Rusty Pipe. Rusty, thank you so much for being here. Please jump on the stream. Hey, Rusty.
Hey, thanks for having me there, Lester. Hey, yeah, I got a quick question.
Go ahead. No, Rusty, it's not a date.
I was just watching you talk to that other guy, and it seemed like this might be some kind of dating show. And, you know, my manager actually set this up, and she told me I'd come on here and promote Arby's, so I'm just making sure I'm cool with the date.
No, Rusty, I'm not looking to date. I appreciate the interest. Look, hey, I love it when folks is interested in me. Not gonna lie, but I'm most interested in making my wife be interested in me again. So, not a date, but welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me there, brother.
Yeah.
My name is Rusty Pipe, but my friends all call me the Drag King of Arby's.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So you here promoting Arby's. I didn't realize, Arby's did not pay me for a sponsorship deal.
Yeah, they're not really paying me either. You know what I'm saying, brother?
No, I don't. So you are the drag king of Arby's, but you're not paid by Arby's?
Yeah, well, see, I really love drag racing, and see, I love Arby's. So I'm the drag king Arby's. I'm really still working on that sponsorship though, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally. Well, I hope you get it. So tell me a little bit about what that means for you, being a drag king of Arby's.
For me, it means beef and the cheddar you want to see in the world, you know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, I think I get what you mean, which is you're saying like beef and the cheddar you want to see in the world would just be like bring what you like to the world. Is that right?
What?
Well, because it seems like you probably like a good beef and cheddar, and you're trying to beef and cheddar.
God damn, I love a beef and cheddar. How'd you know I love a beef and cheddar?
Well, pretty much just because you mentioned it.
When?
You just said beef to cheddar you want to see in the world.
Yeah, you gotta beef the cheddar you want to see in the world.
Okay, so yeah, that's what led me to think maybe this Rusty Pipe here likes a beef and cheddar. Now, are you participating?
Like roast beef, brother, but yeah, beef and cheddar, that's good too.
Okay, well, hey, you get whatever you like when you go to Arby's. Now, are you doing drag shows? Is that part of your whole deal?
What? Drag shows? Where's that? You mean like a show for about drag racing?
Okay, wait. Are you okay? So there's two kinds of drag racing, right? There's the kind that's in a car, and then there's the kind that's on a stage where people is dressing in a clothing that generally falls under the category of the opposite gender of what they identify. It's confusing because some people identify as that gender, but also are in drag. Look, I'm not trying to walk into a minefield here. I'm just saying, which of those two is it that you're referring to?
Hey, if drag show is cars on the left and drag show performing is, whatever gender makes you feel most comfortable is on the right, then sign me up, you know what I mean?
Okay, so you're saying you do both?
Yeah, whatever you want me to do. Who's paying me, you know what I mean?
Okay, Rusty. Now, I'm not trying to pay you to do either thing. I'm just trying to find out what your life is like.
It's pretty chill, brother. I'm sitting in a bathtub right now. My life is cool as hell.
Hell yeah, that sounds great. Now, tell me about this bathtub. Is you in a bunker? Sorry, I talked over you. What'd you say?
So you got to fill your own first before you can fill others. That's my apocalypse tip number 1.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I think that's a good tip when you're on a plane that's going down, maybe, and you're talking about air. But if you're talking about bathtubs, generally, there's only one in a room at a time.
What?
Are there more than one bathtub in that bathroom?
Well, my bathtub is mobile, so see, I can drive it anywhere I want it to go.
Is this your drag racing car? Is it a bathtub?
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. So, are you do you have a good success as a drag racer?
I'm doing it. That's half the battle.
That's true, but like,
you want to count my trophies? You want me to go get my trophies? I'll go get them.
I would love that.
Get them.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not asking you to, but
they're all the way downstairs. I grab my next time.
Okay, yeah, cool. How many do you have?
I got like 1 million. I'm rounding up.
Okay, yeah, feel free to round up. That's cool. Now, has COVID changed the drag racing game for you at all?
Hell yeah, baby. Because I'm sponsored by Arby's. Gonna be.
Okay.
Now I eat it on everything. Apocalypse tip number 7. What are we on?
Oh, this is episode 19, actually.
Who?
Oh, you saying how many tips have you given? I don't know. It's confusing because I'm not 100% sure what you're saying is a tip and what you're saying is just you trying to confuse me.
Hey, if you reading this or you recording it, you save it for later, you send it back to me, we'll make some sense of it.
Okay, well, I hope that's true because it does come out on the internet afterward. But
I'm an ideas man. I throw out ideas and whatever sticks, that's what we go with. You know what I mean?
I don't know what that means. No.
Hey, I heard you was talking about Popeyes.
Yeah. So that's one of my key things is that the whole point of the world is making sure that there's Popeyes and chicken in the future. So that the whole point of the bunker, excuse me, not the whole point of the world. The whole point of the world is trying to live peaceably with other people. But the best way to do that is to have Louisiana culture.
Right, Arby's. Got it.
What?
I said, right. You got to beef that cheddar you want to see in the world. Go Arby's.
Right. Yeah. And I'm hey, I don't come down on Arby's, but I do want to know, actually, you know what? Andy Parada 1 in the chat had the same thought as I did, which is Why are you in a tub?
I'm just trying to kick it, brother. As soon as I get out of this dang show, I'm gonna run this bath, eat me a Arby's milkshake, pass out in the tub, probably.
Sounds like, Rusty Pipe, I don't want to assume anything, but is you maybe feeling kind of alone in this COVID situation?
How dare you?
Uh-oh.
I'm number one. I don't need nobody but Rusty Pipe.
Oh, sure. I'm just confused as to what you's number one about, because you telling me on the one hand you's maybe in like a RuPaul style drag race, and then maybe you's on a car style drag race. I don't really know what you do. I'm having a frustrating time here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We're out together, brother.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out with you, but you're not giving me much here. I gotta be honest with you, Rusty Pipe. I'm real confused about what your life is.
Apocalypse tips.
What?
You want some apocalypse tips?
Yes, I do. I would love that. I see you raising your eyebrows up and down.
I heard you stealing a secret recipe from Popeyes.
Yeah. That's I can help anybody break into a Popeyes, any location. I know I got all the blueprints, right? So if you want to break into a Popeyes, I'd love to tell you how to do it.
Nah, Popeyes garbage.
Okay.
But here's what I'll tell you. Arby's sauce is free, baby. You roll through that drive-through, you say, I don't got no money, but I would like some Arby's sauce. Give me all you got.
Mm-hmm.
They'll hook you right up.
Is that a bag full of Arby's sauce right now?
I'm in an Arby's sauce over here, brother.
Oh, wow.
Check me out. I'm in the shade.
Oh, shoot. Can you show that again? The screen camera was on me for some reason. Oh, yeah. You got, okay. That's a lot. Rusty, look.
Free. Apocalypse tips. You bring your own snaps. You put a little bit of Arby's sauce on it.
Okay, Arby's sauce and carrots. That sounds pretty good.
Got a little Arby's spice. You know what? This dang one isn't gonna open.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's just tough.
Is that good? I can't imagine that's that good, but I hope you enjoying it. Oh, looks like you're not. Now, Rusty, listen. What we do on the show is mostly try to figure out how people is living through the COVID situation. So if you could, just for 1 second, consider answering this question, which is, where are you?
In my tub.
Okay, great. And
showing it to you. I don't know why you don't believe me.
I understand the tub part. But like, what part of the country is you in? Are you chilling in a house in a bunker? What's going on?
I'm in Cumbie, Texas.
Okay, all right, good answer. Now I'm really glad you considered that question and you answered it. That's really nice of you. Now, what's it like in Cumbie? Is there a lot of COVID in the air down there?
I don't know. I haven't left my bathtub in months.
Now that is some smart doomsday prepping. You make sure you get everything that you need to eat, which it sounds like for you is just the Arby's sauce, and then you stay
it's
inside.
Everything I put the Arby's sauce on, brother. Crackers, tortillas. You got a world of opportunity with Arby's.
Yeah, well, that's great. Now, Mark Tate in the chat says that you are eating honey sauce. Is that true?
You gotta beef the cheddar you want to see, brother.
Okay.
I mean, Arby's sauce, Mark, you freaking little baby. Is that what he wanted to see, you baby?
I think that is what he wanted to see. Now, okay, let's say you was a person who just wanted to get some Arby's sauce. You went to an Arby's and they didn't let you order the sauce alone without food. What food would you order?
They will.
No, but I'm saying in this situation, they won't. What would you order?
Curly fries.
Okay, good answer.
Ha-cha-cha-cha.
Okay, now, Rusty, let's say you was in a situation where you was on a show where the person wanted some kind of detail about your life. And that a detail that they wanted about your life was...
I don't know who they work for. Not that U.S. government y'all keep talking about.
That's a fantastic question. That's a good point, because you don't want to have people who work for the government trying to steal your information. Now, I don't work for the government. I used to work for the LSU Football Tigers, but I don't work for the government.
I believe you.
Great. So tell me this. Is you quarantining with anybody or is you all by yourself?
I got my old mutt over there on the bed. Get off the bed, bitch!
Oh,
I love that bitch with all my heart.
uh-huh. And that is a dog, yeah.
Yeah, my old ball and chain.
Okay. You're not tethered to your dog by a ball and chain, are you?
What? No, I'm not crazy.
Oh, hey, I don't know. I never hear people calling their dog a ball and chain, so I just wanted to
dog to
clarify.
a dang ball? That's cruel, man.
That's true. I shouldn't have suggested that. Now, what are you doing right now?
Well, this is called Arby's art.
Uh-huh.
See, because you gotta, here's apocalypse tip number 73. You gotta put the art out in there. The Arby's art, you gotta put the little art in the world. You gotta go out there. You gotta send a good message to the world. I like stay saucy.
It's tough to say saucy when you run out of sauce.
Well, if this is
Oh boy.
ooh, that's spicy.
Okay, now Rusty, you seem to be one of those folks who respond to my email without a clear, with kind of like a.
I want to be clear. My manager responded to that email.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. That's right. Oh boy, I got so confused because I thought you had something that you really wanted to say on the show, but it turns out
as soon as quick as I can, and then everything in the bathtub got real busy.
What?
I'm sorry, Lester.
For what?
What
Rusty,
was the question?
I don't know. You just apologized to me. I'm curious why.
I thought I messed up.
No. Hey, look. I may be getting frustrated a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the questioning has gone into dead end territory, which is okay. That's okay. I don't expect all my guests to want to answer my questions because sometimes I'm getting real too personal. But I don't at any point want you to feel bad. You've done a great thing by coming on the show and letting folks know that they can get Arby's sauce for free.
Because I'm beefing the cheddar I want to see in the world, baby.
Yeah. And that's great.
Apocalypse tips number 76. Always carry a hammer.
Now, okay, why?
Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's broke, you got to try to hammer it back to where it was before.
You know what? That's 100% true and a really good point.
You got to hammer it back in place. You got to smash it into back where it was.
Sure. What's the last thing you fixed with that hammer?
A garden box.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm trying to grow some curly fries.
Well, that's fantastic. I really hope that works for you. Now, Rusty, I do have to get on to my next guest, but I do have another question coming to me from my publicist at Ezra Potter on Instagram, at Ezra Potter on at Ezra Potter on Twitter, at Ezra Potter on Instagram. And this one comes from at Bouncy with 3 Y's, who, I would say, looking at you, Bouncy looks like if you hadn't drawn a mustache on your face or put on a wig. Yeah, it's interesting. Say again? Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah. No, and Bouncy wants to know, how do you sleep at night? But imagine I'm asking it in a tone of disgust. Oh, ouch. I
sleep in a sick fucking jacuzzi bathtub, you dumb crazy woman.
Okay. Well, that's
How about you come say that to my face? I sleep real good.
I'm glad to hear that you do. For me, I sleep okay. It's hard to get tired because
Sponsored by Arby's.
Oh my god. And did Arby's give you any of these shirts, or did you buy them all?
What do you mean, kids? Did Arby's have a store?
I don't know. Did you make them? Well, that's fantastic. Look,
Apocalypse tips number 69. Always 69.
That is a fantastic tip, and I'm glad that we got it on the show. Now, real quick, my answer to that question is I sleep pretty well. Now, we're going to get on to my next guest. Rusty Pipe, if you have any questions for my next guest, feel free to jump back in and ask them. But for now, if you don't mind, please turn off that video. Thanks for being on the show. Now, my next guest is somebody who also responded to my email, and they said that they was coming to me from the sea, which is very exciting. There's a sea captain named Ambrose Pemberton. Ambrose Pemberton, please jump on the show.
Hey, 'tis I, Captain Ambrose Pemberton, of the Vanished Lady, hunter of whales and trader of rare spice.
Wow, well, that's exciting. Ambrose, you coming to me from the sea? Is that true?
Yes, can you not see it, you daft fool? This 'tis the sea.
Yeah, if I imagine that you's in the middle of a submarine and outside there's outside this room, maybe there's a window that can look out under the water. Well, then yeah, it just looks exactly like you's in the sea.
What be a submarine? The only things I know to be submarine are the great horrors of the bellied toothed beast that tried to swallow me whole.
Oh my God! You tried some beast tried to swallow you whole.
I've seen such horrors one can't imagine on these seas. Why, you on land would think me a fool if I were to say. Why, I've seen a man so big he could eat a whole fish. I've seen a boat so long it could hold 10 men. I've seen a whale so wet you'd think it was a swimming pool. Aye, these be the horrors I've seen with 2 eyes.
Wow. Well, Ambrose, that sounds horrifying. Now, I do have to ask, it seems like if I'm looking at you, you're probably like a 30-year-old man or something. But if I'm hearing you and understanding the things that you're saying, it seems like maybe you're in your 300s or so. How old are you?
I am the age of any sea captain who's earned his stars on the sea. I've been tossed about by waves of salt. I'm about 31, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you spent enough time to get tossed around on seas of salt, and at only 31 to have been an accomplished sea captain. I mean, that's exciting.
Like any young man, I was sold off to the sea at a young age of only 8. By then I was mature enough to go and be without me mom, and to be amongst the men and the sailors and the beasts that hunt us as we hunt them. I've seen things you can't even imagine at such a young age. Why, I've seen GED courses with men as young as 15. Why, I've seen men who've given up on life who were only 75.
Wow. I mean, yeah, 75 is a young age to give up on life, and 15 is an old age to be taking a GED, if you ask me. Now, Ambrose, are you out on the sea? You said you was hunting beasts.
I've said I'm out. What do you need to see here? This is the ocean.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. Right. Yeah. Now, Ambrose, I gotta, okay, wait, hold on.
Quit your yammering while I drink me grog.
Okay. It seems to me like the grog he's drinking is a Corona Light.
Aye, Corona, the crown of the sea. And a crown I shall have once that horrible beast that hunts and stalks my dreams is dead below deck, and its ambergris, rich with fumes, is sold off in old Nantucket town.
Now, is you talking about a whale?
This is Cherry. I didn't want Cherry.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is you talking about a whale?
Is I talking about a whale? You clearly have never left the steady sands of the city. I talk about the fiercest whale of them all, a beluga whale. Why, it's so long, you would say that's approximately 14 feet long.
That is, I believe, the average length of a beluga whale. I only know that from textbooks, not from being on the sea, though. So, who am I to say I'm an expert? You are.
Yeah.
Now, Captain Ambrose Pemberton, how long have you?
This.
Is it bad?
It's terrible. Ugh. I've tasted grog so bad. You would tell a bartender, I'm gonna try something else. No, it wasn't for me.
What is the worst grog you ever tasted?
Oh, I once, while sailing round the Horn, had a skunk Stella Artois that was in me bunker. Oh, it had kept there for years in secret and aged not well. After I had 2 sips and I'm just like, I'm done. I don't What is this for? I don't need to get wasted tonight.
Now, Ambrose, I have a question coming to you in the chat, which is from Andy Parada One, who says, "What's the wettest grog that you've ever sipped, and why?"
Oh, think not I've had a wet grog before. I've had a grog so wet it was a drink of pure brittle water. Now that, with no contaminants in it, no heavy metals or chlorine, that was not but pure wetness. Let that haunt your dreams.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do sleep well at night, so I don't know that it'll haunt my dreams. But Andy Parada One says that's freaking wet.
I've been in things will not. I don't sleep well at all on my boat either. Not only the haunting, but the shaking of the boat. Why, I've been in a storm so wild, school was canceled. I've thrown a harpoon so sharp, if you touched the end of it, you'd go, ow, ooh, ow.
That's pretty sharp. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to get pricked by a harpoon. That's rough. Now, I gotta ask you. You did say that at 8 years old you was sold to the sea.
Yes.
Explain that.
Well, what happens when you grow up? You're a kid for a few years, and you get you have fun.
Was you
And
an
then
orphan who found themselves on a seaboat?
All of us are orphans waiting to be reclaimed by the true Mother Ocean. But no, I had parents. They just they were whatever.
Were they on the boat too?
Yeah. Did I have two parents?
No. Were your parents on the boat as well?
Oh, I mean, they probably were on a boat at some point.
No, but I mean with you, the boat that you was on when you was 8?
No, for I was all alone on the boat. It was just me by my lonesome, with not but 70 other crew members.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it was a well-crewed ship then, it sounds like.
Oh.
You said earlier that you've seen boats so long they could hold 10 people.
10 men without blinking an eye of a boat. 10 men would get in, and each had his own cabin with a deck on it, and each had equal access to a buffet.
Oh, okay.
I've
So
seen
you was on a
buffets
cruise
so large they had both a crab leg station and a lobster tail station. I've seen buffets so decadent no man spoke the word surf and turf, for it was implied.
That is quite decadent, I gotta admit. Now, it seems to me like you maybe was on a cruise ship as an 8-year-old, and then you fall in love with the sea.
A cruise ship, ye fool! 'Twas no cruise, 'twas no adventure round the Jamaican islands. No, 'twas hard work. Why, we had to swab decks. We had to perform twice a night at the Second City's Improv Club on board.
Oh, wow. So you was in the Second City Traveling Company that gets to go on the boat?
Aye, it was Norwegian Whaling Lines.
I see. Yes, Second City Traveling Company. I think
And
I don't remember
the horrors, for we performed for drunk Midwesterners, so we had to do short form. And we would say at night, oh, by the stars of Jehovah, please let us do a little long form tomorrow. And sometimes we'd try, and they just wouldn't get it. And they would start shouting suggestions because they'd all seen Whose Line.
That sounds terrible. Now, it does seem like maybe you've seen Whose Line, because you are holding a prop and maybe trying to make it seem like it's a hook hand.
I've been to the ultimate. This is my hand.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
How dare you?
Oh,
I
no.
lost this hand in the maw of the most infernal beast, the Incinerator at a Homewood Suites by Hilton in Des Moines, Iowa, where I reached in to claim my prize, and the Incinerator was... And there was not to be saved.
Truly, I gotta say, Ambrose, that is my biggest fear.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no,
Jerry's terrible.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Now, it does seem like sometimes, Ambrose, you have the voice of like the guy from the book Moby Dick, and then sometimes you have like the voice of this guy I know named Billy Domino.
I would not know it, for I'm not literate. None of us on the sea is literate. We only read the language of Scrimshaw and magazines such as The Atlantic.
Wow. Okay. The Atlantic has actually got a lot of big words in it. Sometimes you probably have to be pretty literate to get a handle on what they're trying to say.
Oh, I haven't read it in years, though, for since it was no longer under the editorialship of Christopher Hayes, mine thinks the quality has declined some.
You know, honestly, now that I think about it, that's true for me too. I haven't read it in a long time. Now, Ambrose. Oh, okay. Excuse me.
It's
No,
the
that was
grog.
Grog will get you. Grog will get you. Now, Ambrose, has the COVID situation affected your life on the cruise ship at all?
I've been in quarantine, no doubt. I've been in quarantine in Halifax Bay for these 5 months. My entire ship has been taken by the scourge of the tropics, the worst disease known to man, herpes simplex type 1.
Oh no! Well, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's a nightmare. I've seen cold sores so big, you'd need 2 pumps of Abreva.
Cold sore is so big you could fit 10 men in them.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt some were caused by 10 men.
that tracks. I know I've never been on a cruise, but I hear that the cruise ship life is a lot like that TV show, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody on Deck.
Oh, 'tis no sweet life. You step on board my ship and you'll be shivering in your boots till you're back on Waverly Place, you wizard.
Now, Ambrose, we coming to the end of our time together, which is unfortunate because I feel
We're
like there's a
all
lot.
coming to the end, for the beast hunts us all.
Well, that's actually what I wanted to ask you about before we get to the real end of the show. I am curious. Now, you're trying to track down this big beluga whale that's 14 feet long. How exactly are you going about it now that you're quarantined in Halifax Bay?
Ever since he took my hand, because I think, even the hand was lost to the incinerator, but
Right.
you know what I'm thinking.
But then it went through the incinerator into the ocean and the beluga.
And one can only assume it was picked at by lobsters, who then worked their way up the food chain till
Mhm.
eventually whatever the beluga eats ate something that ate my hand. You know,
Krill,
we've all breathed particles that were breathed by Julius Caesar at some point. You know, that's
for sure.
yeah,
I breathe
you
them
know,
every day. I keep
we're in a
breathing
biodome.
particles down here in the bunker.
yeah.
Now, but so is you taking steps to make sure that you can get the hold of this beluga whale, or is you just kind of letting it live its life during COVID and then you're gonna come get it after?
Well, let me tell you, I've taken dark steps. You know, one might just sail the waves and read the stars to see where they find the whales they seek. But I have gotten involved in black magic.
Uh-oh.
I've purchased a Raytheon Fish Finder. It tells me what monsters lurk up to 25 feet below using its radar and sonar. And it's got a few different, I don't know how to use it, but it's really cool.
Well, that's really exciting. I hope you find it. I really do.
I caught a bass last week. That was awesome.
Wow. Did you eat it? Did you throw it
I
back?
threw it back.
That's good. Now, look, we do have to get to the real wrap up of the show, and but before we do, I have a question coming to me from my publicist at Ezra Potter on Twitter, at Ezra Potter on Instagram. Which I say that like I'm tired of saying it, but I'm not. The question comes from at Moms for Soda in Public Schools. Which now that I'm looking at, that's actually my friend Billy Domino, who you kind of sound like sometimes.
Yeah, cool. Whatever. What does he want me to do with that information?
Oh, I just wanted you to know that. The question is, how high should I wait for the price of gold to go before I pull out and melt down my own feelings? Well, look, I got to tell you, I don't work for the U.S. Mint. I don't work for the U.S. government at all. I don't know a whole lot about gold, but I would say you want that price of gold to go pretty high.
I not be investing in gold. Even that will go the way of dollars and pounds sterling. Why, if you want true value, seek out rare spice. Now, what would ye give me for this spice? The finest India has to offer. I've tracked down spices so rare, you'd have to ask the Safeway manager if they have it in stock.
Wow, that's tough. Yeah, my biggest nightmare when I'm in a grocery store, besides contracting the COVIDs, is definitely having to talk to anyone who works there.
It's awkward, and even though you're now at a place in your life where like I'm an adult and I control these people, these are just 16-year-olds, you still feel like, oh God, they've got the lives ahead of them. They have so much time to make mistakes.
I got to agree with you. Now, Ambrose, it does seem like you's maybe adopting a sea captain personality to kind of cope with the fact that you's in isolation. But we don't have time to get into that because we are at the end of the show. So if everybody who's been on the stream could jump back on real quick, we do have time for a couple of last minute little words from folks. So I want to start with you, Norman. Two questions for everybody. The first question is, do you have anything on the internet you'd like people to see? And the second question is, do you have any last words of advice for our audience at home?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead because I felt like you were making pretty strong eye contact with me there, Lester.
I did say your name, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I felt it in my heart. I would suggest maybe following really cool Twitter and Instagram handle at Too Much Jesse. If you're interested in sketch comedy, maybe at The Prom Losers or at Public Breakup. And I guess my advice to everyone would just be like to let Lester and I live, you know what I mean? Like, let us cultivate what we have together. I am trying to fight off the jealousy that I feel from you talking to these other two fine folks here. And I'm just gonna chalk that up to like me being sort of new at this. So thank you so much for investing in me, Lester.
Well, I do look, the friendship we building is great. I don't want you to get too jealous because I do talk to at least 3 people every week. Now, Rusty Pipe, same 2 questions for you. Anything you want people to find on the internet? Anything you want to add for the folks at home?
Yeah, you know, brother, I'm just thinking, they say it again, you got to beef the cheddar you want to see in the world. So, you know, I've been going out. It's supposed to be real hot this weekend. So I'm going to give out some waters to the underserved communities, keep them cool.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So if you want to donate to me, it's not Rusty Pipe. It's Aaron Bounds on Venmo. $13 gets you a case of water and 2 packs of ice. That's 24 bottles of water that you're giving out to the community.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's Aaron Nicole Bounds. You said it was Aaron Bounds on Venmo, and that's really good of you. I wish we had time to talk about that while you was on the show. We could have talked about how he was helping the people who are unhoused in Los Angeles dealing with the heat this weekend, that's a beautiful sentiment. I'm glad you're doing that. Now, Captain Ambrose Premison, same 2 questions for you. Any plugs? Any advice?
Well, I would just plug, as long as you're talking about Billy Domino, find his Twitter at Billy Domino. He mostly talks about shit and piss and seems to purposefully throw away what intellect he has. It's complicated and sad. But I would advise Norman and Rusty Pipes to come aboard the high seas with me. For Norman, you seek lasagna. Oh, I have seen lasagna so layered, you think it was an HBO Limited series. And Rusty, if it be drag you want, why, I have queens so snatched you'd think they were the Lindbergh baby. And, I'll keep doing bits like that for a while.
That's great. And yeah, that's Billy Domino, but Domino spelled a little different, right? It's Domineau,
like the French libertines.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. I hope everybody who's listening to this does all that. And also, this is a big announcement. Lester Pips, that's me, Apocalypse Tips show is moving to Thursdays at 6 p.m. So actually, if you are listening to this right now and thinking, wow, wait, it's currently Tuesday. That's in 2 days from now. But I could watch that too. Well, yeah, you could. It's in the same place. It's right here on the Pack Theater Twitch, twitch.tv/Pack Theater. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram too at Lester Pips or my publicist at Ezra Pardia. And that's the whole show, y'all. I'm so thankful to everybody for being here in the show. You 3 fellas, that's fun of you for being here. Also, the folks in the chat, thank you for doing that. And again, the Pack Theater, thank you for letting us have this space to talk. Andy Parada says clap, clap, clap. And I say thanks. We're going to sign off this show the way we always do, which is I'm just going to unceremoniously log off the internet.